Hey, and welcome to Movement Mondays. I'm Alex Weaver. For today's class, a little change in equipment. You'll need water, yoga mat, or a towel, something you can comfortably lay or sit on to do exercises. And if you have a resistance band or a towel, so towel, just a regular like bath towel or beach towel, or a resistance band of any kind, you can use that. If not, I'll give a body weight movement you can do. So I'm going to just make sure the stream looks good, and we'll get started here in a few. All right, perfect. Okay, so like I said, we're going to get started here in just a few. For today's workout, all you need is your water, a towel, or a yoga mat, something you can comfortably do exercises on. A towel that's like a beach towel or like a regular shower towel, or an exercise band, and then something that you can do step-ups onto. So this can be like something as simple as like a chair. If you have steps in your house, you can use the stairs. Really anything you can do a step-up onto. So we'll get started here in just a second. If you have questions, as always, feel free to drop them in the comments. Make sure if you are commenting, you're commenting on the Thunderwell stream. I can't see the comments if you're commenting from the Alien Athletes page or group. So just make sure you're commenting on the actual stream, and we'll get started here in just a few. All right, so we're gonna get started with some walkouts. So standing at the end of your mat, you're gonna walk your hands out into the plank position, and then all the way back, stand up nice and tall, reach for the ceiling, and repeat 5 times. I think that was 4, so we have 1 more. And then you can go ahead and bring one leg forward. We're going to open up toward that leg, and then switch which leg is forward. Just keep switching which leg is forward. We're going to do this a few times per side. Perfect. So then coming into the cat-cow position, you're going to be on your hands and knees, like so. Inhaling up into your spine. Exhaling down, letting your chest drop toward the floor. Inhaling up. Exhaling. And last one. Perfect. So go ahead and flip on over. You're going to put your feet hip width apart, shoulders back on the ground. You're going to engage your core. So pull your belly button towards your spine so that you're not arching your back. Keep that core engaged, and then you're going to squeeze your glutes and hamstrings to come up into a glute bridge. Hold for 2 seconds and back down. We're going to do a set of 16 of these. And you can stay laying on your back and straighten both of your legs. Arms extended out, and you're going to reach across your body as far as you can, and then come back, and then switch which leg you're reaching with, and then come back. We'll do this 3 times per side. And it's okay if you can't reach all the way to the ground. Perfect. So then you're going to bring one knee to your chest at a time and hug that knee in. Take a few deep breaths. You can roll that ankle around a little bit while your knee is being held to your chest. You can extend, switch which leg is extended. All right, so go ahead and come on up. We're going to stand for a second, do some upper arm warm-ups. So we're going to extend our arms forward, some nice big circles, standing nice and tall. And then switch, go backwards, same thing. In the opposite direction. Wonderful. All right. So we are going to sit into a deep squat stretch. So feet at least hip width apart, sitting as deep into your squat as you can. You're going to grab your toes. Elbows are going to stay on the inside of your knees. You can shift your weight back and forth in your hips just a little bit. Try to keep your chest up while you're doing this. So try not to be too far forward. Try to keep that chest up and open. You shift your weight back and forth just a little bit. And then come up into a hamstring stretch for just a few seconds. We're going to hold here. Again, you can shift your weight back and forth just a little bit. And then back into that deep squat position. Shifting back and forth in your hips. And then up into that hamstring stretch. And then coming all the way up. And then we're going to do some thread the needles. So actually we're going to come back to that position we were in earlier where you are, actually we're not going to do thread the needles, let's switch it up. So we're going to do sideline thoracic rotations, and we're going to pair them with sideline and clam shells on the same side, and then switch sides. So for the sideline thoracic rotation, you are laying on your side with one arm extended, knees bent and stacked on top of each other, hand behind your head, bringing your elbow towards your wrist, and then opening away as far as you can without lifting this other shoulder off the ground. So just like that, you're rotating through your thoracic side. We're going to do 5 per side. Try to breathe and relax through these. And then staying in that sideline position, we're going to do clam shells. So we did these, I think, last week or the week before. So feet stacked on top of each other, almost exact same position. You're opening by squeezing your outer hip and coming back in. So you're bringing your knees apart by squeezing that outer hip, coming back in. We're going to do 10 per side. And then go ahead and switch sides. So switch whichever side you were laying on. So you're laying on the other side now, starting with those thoracic rotations. So coming in, opening away for a total of 5 reps. And then those clam shells. So again, bring your knees apart, squeezing the outer hip, and coming back. Ten total. Brilliant. All right. So last but not least, we're going to get a lat stretch in. So if you have something to do step-ups on or a chair, you can use that. So you're going to put your hands up on whatever it is you have to elevate and sit back. Let your chest drop towards the floor. Take some deep breaths. You can reset, sit a little further into that. And then go ahead and come up, shake it off, and we're going to start talking about our first round of exercises. So grab a sip of water, and we're going to talk about circuit 1. Okay. So circuit 1 today is bird dogs, rows with an object, band. So I'm going to show you how to do those. Push-ups and jumping jacks. So bird dogs, we've done a bunch of times. So you're going to start in that position on your hands and knees. You're engaging your core. You're extending your arm and leg, keeping that core engaged, and reaching, alternating sides. So that's number 1. Number 2 is where your towel or your band comes in. So you are going to sit nice and tall, your legs extended out in front of you. If you're using a towel, you're going to take that towel, put it around your feet, and then grip the ends of the towel. So you're going to start in a relaxed position, and then you're going to try to squeeze your shoulder blades together and bring your chest up. And then hold for 5 seconds, and then relax. So you're squeezing, trying to bring those shoulder blades down and back and together for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then relaxing. So with a band, you don't quite have to hold because you're not resisting something that won't move. So if you have a band, you put that band around your feet, grab both sides of that band, pull straight back, from your shoulder blades, keeping your chest nice and open for probably like a second or two pause and release. If you want to make it harder, you can pause for longer, but you don't have to pause for a super long time with those. So either of those are fine. If you don't have an object or you don't want to do rows, you can also do YTAs. So laying on your stomach, arms extended, so Y, T, A, repeating Y, T, A. So either of those are fine. Push-ups, so, and we have done a lot of push-ups in this class, so I'm going to use some dumbbells today. If you have dumbbells or something similar, you can use them as grips. So you're going to either be in a full extension like this, coming down, pressing up, or kneeling with hands under your shoulders. Obviously, you can also do this on your hands. If this bothers your wrists, it might be helpful to do them like this, like I'm doing them. You can also do them against the wall, so hands on the wall, coming in, out, keeping that core engaged. You want to make sure your elbows are coming out at 45 and your chest is staying engaged and your core is not letting your back arch. Lastly, you can also do them elevated, so if you have a bench and you want to do something like this or a chair, you can also do them like this. So it's totally up to you. Adjust them as you need. And then last but not least, we have jumping jacks for this round. So pretty self-explanatory, just your standard jumping jack. And all of this will be 45-second rounds for this one. So let me get the timer set up, and we will get started here in just a second. Okay, so 10-second countdown, and we're going to start with some bird dogs today. So 10-second countdown. And go. Great job. So next you have those rows. Remember, you can either do rows with the towel, rows with the bands, or YTAs. So I'm going to do rows with the band, and we're going to do 10-second countdown, and we are getting started. So remember, if you're using the towel, you can pull, hold for 5 seconds, rest. So ready, and 10-second countdown. And go. And rest. Great job. So brief countdown, and then we were off to those push-ups. So remember, adjust these push-ups to your body's needs. 10-second countdown. Great job. And last but not least, we have those jumping jacks. So sorry, 1 second. All right, so 10-second countdown. And go. Whew. Great job. Grab some water. We're going to repeat here in just a few. All right, so a few more seconds. We're going to be back at circuit 1, starting with the bird dogs. We're going to do a 10-second countdown. And go. Great job. So back to those rows. So either using the towel or a band or doing YTAs. So 10-second countdown. Oh, just kidding. 10-second countdown for real this time. And go. Great job. All right. So on to those push-ups. Oh, by the way, I meant to mention this. So you may notice today it's a little different in terms of how things are spread. So our first circuit today is actually mostly upper body, and our second is mostly lower body. Just trying out a little different formatting. So if you have a strong opinion about it. Whether you like it or don't like it, feel free to comment. But just thought we would switch it up a little bit. So anyways, next up, we have push-ups. So 10-second countdown. And go. Great job. And last but not least for this circuit, we have jumping jacks. So 10-second countdown, and we are jumping. And go. Grab some water. I'm going to talk us through circuit 2. So like I said, circuit 2 is going to be mostly legs and some core. So we're going to start with some step-ups. So if you have a chair, a bench, something you can, a stool, something you can step up onto without having to like launch yourself with the other leg, that's going to be perfect. You can even use, like, if you have stairs in your house, like a single step, or you can skip a step and go 2 steps up. You're going to alternate legs. So I'm going to use this bench today. I'm going to make sure I don't hit my head on the ceiling. And you're going to just step up using the leg that's on the bench to drive up and back down, and then alternate which leg. So each time you can switch which leg, and we'll do that for, I think we're gonna do a full minute. We're gonna do a plank for 45 seconds with rotation. So if you feel like a regular plank is already really challenging, stick with the regular plank instead of trying to add the rotation for today. But you can either do an incline plank where you are doing your plank here, or even like this on a bench or a chair, or you can do a kneeling plank or a full plank. So in full extension, and you can either be on your elbows or hands for either of those. To add in the rotation, so I'm going to show you both on your hands and on your elbows. I personally am going to do on my elbows because my wrists are bothering me today. So if you are on your elbows, you're going to start here, rotate, open up, and switch. So each time you're coming back to that center and then switching. If you're on your hands, same concept. You're rotating, opening up, and then switching. So either of those are fine. Again, if you feel like a regular plank is already really challenging, stick with that. Next up, we're going to do squats. So squats, talk about these a lot. Feet hip width apart, hips come back, knees come forward, knees stay out. Keeping that core engaged, chest up. So sitting back, knees come forward and out, and then up. So from the side, sitting back, coming up. So if you feel like you're leaning really far forward, you can try elevating your heels with some books that are between a 1/2 inch or 1 inch thick. Or you can try squatting to a chair. So you can use that same chair you're using for step-ups, and you can squat to it, and if you feel like you're losing your balance, you can just sit down. So that's going to be squats. If squats bother your knees, you also can do glute bridges instead. So it's up to you. Lastly, scissor kicks. So these, we're going to try for 45 seconds. We may end up doing 30 seconds. You're going to lay on your back, hands under your butt, and you're going to have both legs extended and slowly alternate like so. So for these, I don't want you like going super fast. We're doing slow and controlled movements, keeping that core engaged. So that's going to be our second circuit. So like I said, it's legs and core. And we're going to start off with the step-ups. So let me set the timer. We don't want to do 10 minutes of them, I think. That might be too many. But, okay. So 10-second countdown. And then we are doing step-ups. Oops, there was no countdown there. Hold on. Okay, so 10-second countdown. And go. Great job. So next we have the plank with rotation. I'm going to reset the timer for this. All right, so 10-second countdown. And go. Great job. Okay, so we have squats for 45 seconds. So 10-second countdown. And go. Great job. So last but not least, we're going to do 45 seconds of scissor kicks. We'll probably do 30 seconds the next round. So if you need to stop early, don't feel bad. All right, and listen to your body. Okay, 10-second countdown, and then we are scissor kicking. Woo! Definitely doing 30 seconds next round. Great job. Okay, so we will start our next round here in a second. So grab some water. So one more run through the second circuit, and then we'll finish with a few extra things and be done for today. So for those of you who were here last week and were guessing the temperature of the gym, the temperature of the gym today is colder than last week. And I won't make you guess today. It is a very warm 47 degrees in here, which again is my preference and feels great. So would much rather be cold than hot. All right, so circuit 2. Remember, we're starting with step-ups. So head on back over to whatever you're using for step-ups. And we're going to start in 10 seconds. Whew. Good job. The balance on this bench is trickier than it looks. The cushion actually makes it kind of wobbly when you're stepping up onto it. Pleasantly surprised to not fall off. Okay, so we're going to do the plank with thoracic rotation again. So let me edit our clock here. We're just going to do a 30-second, actually we'll do 45 seconds. And if you need to stop early, feel free. All right, so 10-second countdown. then just 30 seconds of scissor kicks. And we will finish with a few more core things and you're done for today. So, 10-second countdown. And go. All right, so as promised, I'm gonna knock the timer down to 30 seconds for these last set of flutter kicks here, or sorry, scissor kicks. Remember, these are slow and controlled. So 10-second countdown. All right, so grab a sip of water. You have 3 things left before we're done for today. And we're going to do them all in 30-second increments. Okay, so once you've had a sip of water, we're going to do 30 seconds of super people, 30 seconds of Russian twists, and 30 seconds of either crunches or sit-ups, and then you're done for today. So let's start with the super people. You're going to lay on your stomach, your arms extended out, squeezing your core, your glutes, your back and hamstrings to come up off the ground, holding for a second, and back down. So we're just going to do these constantly for 30 seconds. And I'm going to start the timer in 10 seconds. So 10-second countdown, starting now. And go. Great job. So you can go ahead and flip over. We're going to sit for these Russian twists. So you can either have your feet on the ground or you can lift your legs if you want to make them harder. So your starting position, so with your knees bent, heel on the ground, you're going to sit back slightly and then rotate side to side using your core. So if that feels like it's very doable or easy, you can lift your feet off the ground and do the same thing. It'll make it a little bit more challenging. So again, 10-second countdowns. We're going to go for 30 seconds continuously. So 10 seconds. And go. Great job. All right, so last but not least, we are doing 30 seconds of either crunches or sit-ups. So for crunches, you can do knees bent, knees up, toe touch crunches, so literally any variation of crunches you want. For sit-ups, you can, if you want them to be a strict sit-up, you can keep your arms here and sit up with your core. If you want to have a little momentum, you can put your hands over your head and kind of bring your arms up with each rep. If you feel like you're having a really hard time with the sit-ups, stick with the crunches. So we're going to do 30 seconds continuously. It's your last thing for today, and then we're all set. So 10-second countdown. And go. Whew. And that is it for today. So thank you all for coming to today's class. So fortunately, it appears as though none of the upcoming holidays fall on Monday. So I will see you next Monday, same time, same place. Again, my name is Alex Weaver. Thank you for coming to class today. Thank you to Thundermist for sponsoring this class. And hope you all have a safe and healthy rest of the week. And I will see you next week.